Sorry I don't have any presentations or PowerPoints or anything to give you. It was very much one of those weeks this week. I've actually been off work, so didn't have time to put anything more together for you. If you are interested in looking at our system, I'm more than happy to do a demo. I've got my laptop. I can dial in and give you a demo. If you want to do that over lunch or something like that, more than happy to do that. But please come and see me if you're interested in being a name supporter on our Clifton's application. Like I said, I'm not going to proceed unless I get enough support from local government to do it. We'll probably do something with ourselves, NARC, and anybody else who wants to do it.
How can we see what it looks like?
You want to see what it looks like? Yep, come and see me and I'll tee up a presentation for you. I'll just dial in and show you the system.
Can I just ask a general question? What kind of data are you envisioning going into this?
At the moment, we're building it in modules, and the modules we have at the moment: wetlands, geothermal, estuaries, land, lakes and rivers, groundwater. So that's currently what we're building. I think 4 of those are already released, and we've got are being built, and 4 are still remaining to be built.
Yeah, because I work with the NIBS database.
Sure.
I was just wondering if you're going to think about connecting to any of these national databases.
We'd love to.
Because we've got like some tools that might be of use.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking with Doc for a very long time about making sure that NIBS is exposed enough for us to connect to. We want them to build the infrastructure in place.
Using NIMS and NIPS?
NIBS,
sorry,
it's
NIBS,
the,
yeah.
I'm talking about the National Vegetation
Right,
Survey database,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Does sound like NIMS.
Yeah.
But
Like
NBS,
hearing.
I should say.
Yeah, like
That
hearing
helps.
sort of
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we actually, currently we use a lot of the land care web services, like all the species lists and all that sort of stuff, they all natively connect in. It's very web service orientated, so we can connect to other systems via one system. So, yeah.
So I also wonder about with Doc, your toolbox. It's also, I mean, you were talking, they were talking yesterday about the monitoring toolbox.
Yeah,
And whether that's something that might be of interest to councils as well.
definitely.
Kind
Yeah,
of,
I know that
rather than, trying to start from scratch.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. Something away from ARC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ARC have been doing a bit of work on sort of that monitoring toolbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there is sort of collaboration happening as well. So, yeah.
Those modules that you listed, do they handle biodiversity and biosecurity data in all those areas?
That's the plan. Currently we have a biosecurity system called our Land Resources Management System, which is a separate system, but they do connect so that they all integrate together. It's very modular in construction, so we sort of just bolt on pieces that we want, but it's not part and parcel of the same system at this point. That's certainly where we want to go.
Yes, a couple of questions. Continued funding for something like this
Sure.
is what's the thought behind that? Obviously, if you get a bunch of people using something, there's a lot of maintenance that goes on these programs.
Definitely. What we're looking at doing as part of the work that Julian's going to undertake in scoping is actually looking at a governance and ownership structure that secures the system long term. I mean, obviously, we've built the system and we've been maintaining it, and so, we've had the money to do that. But there are funds like EnviroLink and TIFLIS to a lesser degree, they're more focused on development, but EnviroLink is generally more for ongoing support of these systems. But we sort of see that we could build these systems once the development is finished, that for a small fee we could maintain these systems across all the councils quite easily.
The second question, what technology are you building and sort of what architecture are you looking at?
It's all built on SQL Server and .NET C#. We're using...
That's one of the 4 systems that you're potentially looking at integrating with?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the architecture. I know they use SQL Server for Ecobase.
I guess sorry, I should clarify that. Are you looking at a centralised location for a data repository or introducing system to anyone who wants it so that they've got their own on-site?
We're looking at a federated system approach. Everybody has their own systems, but they're all web service enabled, so we can then put in a national portal to serve all this information up. And I'm not sure if you're aware of the Lawns initiative at the moment, the Land and Water Online initiative. that's been recently developed. Basically, it's like a map of New Zealand. You click onto any area and it will bring up, water quality information, biodiversity, biosecurity information.
Yeah, and I guess based on that answer, I think that probably even makes continued funding probably more important. Because I mean, the data is being served up from a location that needs to be supported. So.
Yeah, we're looking at certainly. I mean, part of what we need to look at is that governance ownership structure. There's a number of options. We can put it into a council-owned organisation. I mean, we could potentially hand the ownership and administration over to Iris, for example, as a long-term solution. But yeah, I mean, the idea is that it's centrally maintained and managed, and you get updates like you do with any other system. And there needs to be a support system in place, help desk, etc.
Cool.
But yeah, that infrastructure is something that is in scope for Julian's work.
When you say you're envisaging a system that could be adopted by any council, do you include TLAs, city councils,
Yes.
as well as regions?
Yeah.
Basically, if you've got the internet.
Well, it will run without the internet. I mean, but it won't serve the information up into a central repository without the internet. So it becomes available. I mean, we support the Poki District Council, for example, who don't have a big, huge internet pipe. So but we've given them the system so they can use it in-house, and we use different means to actually transport that information out to the public. So it's only that interface to a national portal which would work if you didn't have the internet.